buenas monstruitos, bienvenidos a otro vídeo del canal. Volvemos con Guild Wars 2 con la expansión de Secret of the Obscure, porque tenemos disponible el Reino de los Sueños, la segunda actualización con 3 capítulos de historia nuevo que comienzan después de la caída de la barrera de Heitor. Como veis tenemos el 14, que es el Consejo de Guerra, y vamos a ver si podemos hacer también hasta el 15 en este vídeo.
Oh, Wayfinder. I've missed our little talks.
I'm certain of that. How are things on the front lines?
The moment of opportunity has revealed itself, but there is much to be done before we can seize it. One of Isgarren's paths has found his way here, and he only seems interested in hearing from you. We are gathered at the war camp. Don't keep us waiting, dear.
Wayfinder?
Galrath. Didn't expect to see you here.
Didn't expect to be here, but somebody has to keep an eye on this mess for Isgarren, and it fell to me.
He still has his doubts then?
Plenty, but you'll get to plead your case. Let's get to it.
The last of our ensemble arrives. Good. There is much to cover, and our window will close if we don't move quickly.
What's the situation?
The first barrier has fallen, so we can breach farther into their defenses to gain more ground. But more ground means more to cover, and we're stretched thin as it is. One way or another, we need more soldiers. Once we have them, we'll be able to pressure their last lines of defense as we prepare for an assault on the Citadel.
Can we get the Astral Ward's full support?
Isgarren's answer is no. We're still recovering from the Cryptus attack, and this is not our battle.
What happens here will affect Tyria.
That's why Isgarren has been kind enough to allow the volunteers to support you. If you want the full backing of the Astral Ward, prove to us that Peitha can prevent the Cryptus from being a threat to Tyria.
Peitha has already proved herself to...
Calm now, Ramses. He will get the proof he desires in time.
What about the local Cryptus?
Epiarch's hold on this world is more tenuous than it may appear. My people fear him, but there are limits to the control that fear grants. What we need is someone that they respect. Someone they will follow, even against Epiarch.
You mean General Nephus?
Who is Nephus?
I served under him myself for a long time. A brilliant strategist, peerless warrior, and a noble leader. Epiarch has kept him quiet and contained, but he can't kill him. Nephus commands too much loyalty from the soldiers.
Where he goes, the masses will follow. It's time we track the old general down. This may take some time, but the war has widened, and there is need for your talents elsewhere on the battlefield. Gather what information you can as you assist our forces in the fight. Once he is found, I will have use for you again.
What can you tell me about Nephus?
I served under him myself for a long time. A brilliant strategist, peerless warrior, and a noble leader. Those things made him a liability to our gluttonous king. He couldn't be trusted to follow the more gruesome orders. Nephus commands too much respect to be simply disposed of, so instead, Epoch forced him into retirement. But he is watched closely. Epoch knows that any movement with the general involved would be a real threat.
What is Isgarren's plan if we fail?
The total destruction of Nyos and the Cryptus, most likely. It's what I advised in the first place. We have no reason to believe they can be peaceful, and the risk, if you're wrong, is the destruction of Tyria. Better to not take that risk. You have too much faith in them, far more than they've earned. But like I said, you've got your chance to prove me wrong. Better get to it. One last thing, Wayfinder. Isgarren is still allowing volunteers to join you here. The next group will be arriving soon. They're here because they believe in you, not Peitha. Don't waste their lives.
Aren't you eager to get back to Tyria now that the gate is open?
Of course. But I need to make sure that Tyria will have a future. And that means finishing this first. The front line is where I belong. Where I can do the most good. I'll leave when the war is over. Besides, Ramses and Peitha saved my life. As long as they need my help, I have an obligation to offer it.
Will Peitha's plan to convince the Cryptus actually work?
I don't know. So far. The Cryptus here have been beaten down for centuries. They must want change. Fear can only keep people under your thumb for so long. Especially when you start killing them indiscriminately. Living under Eparch may actually be a fate worse than death. At least with us, they have a chance to survive.
Look alive, soldiers. The Wayfinder approaches.
I've got a fresh batch of volunteers for you, ready to face the demon hordes.
Frode, you're an unexpected sight.
There's battles to be fought, Wayfinder. I may be getting older, but I still never retreat. Besides, I needed to check in with our forward group, see how they were handling it. Triage is in order, troops are looking disciplined, and you've secured a solid foothold in the area. You've done an excellent job here, soldier. Couldn't have done it better myself.
Thank you, Warden.
Well, I need to get out into the field, but I'm sure Arena will be happy to get you up to speed.
Of course, Wayfinder.
I knew this place couldn't beat you. Too much of your mother in you for that.
Isgarren is too skeptical of Peitha.
You're misunderstanding Isgarren's concern. Would Peitha be less of a threat to Tyria than Epoch? Almost certainly. But how many Astral Ward lives will it cost to roll those dice? If it had been good news that needed delivering, would Isgarren have sent me to do it?
You're staying in Nyos?
As long as I need to. I'll be keeping an eye on things, and sending reports back to the wizards. You know how this works. Show me that our soldiers are in good hands, and you'll get the resources you need.
Has it been difficult to convince the cryptists to change sides?
A mighty struggle, yes. Understand, it is not because the majority are loyal to the tyrant. They are not. The problem is one of fear, of terror. They have seen what happens to those who cross him. They don't yet believe we can protect them from his ravenous appetites. That's why we must show them that loyalty to Epoch is no shield from his capriciousness. He will gladly devour his own.
Do you believe that Peitha can keep Nyos peaceful?
I believe in her quest for a new Nyos, yes. Or I would not have pledged my horns to her. But can the cryptists accept peace at all? That's a more heady question, isn't it? Epoch has ruled this place since your world was young. This is the only order the cryptists have ever known. I believe a better path exists, but it has to be discovered, and then we have to travel down it. That will take time.
Who else beside Nephus do we need to account for?
Epoch has a few other generals he can still call on, and all of them are vicious creatures in their own right. We've heard talk that Queen Labris might be slithering out of the Citadel, which would be a significant escalation. There are also the twin generals, Alcaeus and Zaldaron, but Epoch likes to keep them close for his own comfort. Let us hope it stays that way. I've seen the horrors they are capable of when their reins are removed.
Vale, lo que nos depara ahora, qué bien, llenar la barrita de arriba a la derecha con eventos de la nueva parte que se nos ha puesto disponible. Ah, mira que han ampliado el mapa de la zona interior de Nyos. Pues nada, gente, a hacer eventos en la nueva zona disponible. ¡Qué pereza!
Time to do some real damage. Replenish.
Grotesque you may be, but observing your butchery,
Shiny.
elegant.
Glad you approve. I have a feeling we're not done with the butchery just yet. Right on cue.
Treacherous! How dare you tread upon our grounds? Your grounds? You stole this land, scorned one. But do not worry. We will see you never leave it.
Another personal victory. I could outrun a centaur.
Land is secure.
These reinforcements are just what we needed. Think what we could do with the whole ward. We think we've found Nephus, but we need to scout the area first. Draw their attention away for a bit longer.
Never thought I'd say it, but this cryptus is growing on me. Road's ready for the final push. Let's move.
Time to do something else. They'll have to hit much harder.
Road, everything's secure down here. What's your status?
That's good news, Major. The General here has been dealt with. See you at the rendezvous point.
Wayfinder, I need your help with something. Come find me so we can get to work.
Teams with activity. I doubt even your countenances can cause this.
Vale, pues ya tenemos lo de los eventos terminado y ahora tenemos que ir a ver a qué zona, que abro el mapa, un segundito. A ver, vale, ahora tenemos que ir a, mira, el segundo TP que está ahí arriba, perfecto. Pues nos disponemos a continuar con la historia porque la verdad que llevo un buen rato haciendo eventos y me apetece seguir con un poquito de lore.
Ramses speaks highly of General Nephus.
Ramses could make a bump on a spider not sound exciting. I just don't see what difference one demon is going to make.
Park is just one demon.
Ah, Wayfinder. Good. Right on time.
What is it?
I've learned that there are a number of scrolls and tablets here that describe ancient fighting techniques. Huh. Might not add up to much. But if they're any good, it would be wise to add them to the ward's arsenal. I've got some scouting reports about where they might be, but I need to keep monitoring things here for Isgarren.
La tabla está marcada con símbolos que no reconoces. Arañazos y círculos desafían tus intentos de comprenderlo. Sin embargo, también hay diagramas de lo que parecen ser armas mostrando su uso de formas que nunca antes había vislumbrado. Vale, pues vamos a ponernos un poquito más de info en las notas que vayamos recolectando. La siguiente, 1, 2, 3, 4. Dios mío, por todo el mapa no tengo. Pues nada, volando voy, volando. Uy, esto.
Question, sir, if I may.
Speak freely.
How do I tell the good cryptis from the bad cryptis?
How could you tell members of your crew from members of the inquest?
Uniforms, typically, sir.
Tell you what, soldier. They ask you for help, help them. They try to stick their horns in you, kill them. That clear it up?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Este tipo de diálogos marcan la diferencia. Me ha encantado, por favor, más cosas así, gracias.
You traitor shall be crushed under heel.
A juzgar por la frágil naturaleza del papiro, este pergamino debe ser de origen antiguo. Está escrito en un idioma desconocido, solo legible mediante el corazón del oscuro, aunque sí que reconoces algunos símbolos asociados con Yantir. La magia de este mundo fluye con el poder de nuestra gente, y este poder puede volverse contra ellos que osan desafiarnos. Cuando marchamos a la guerra, la tierra nos acompaña, nuestro hogar formará por siempre parte de nuestro arsenal. Hay de quienes pretendan interponerse en nuestro camino, pues se las verán no solo con espadas y garras, sino con la mismísima esencia de Nayos. Allá donde vayamos, hincarán la rodilla. Así debe ser. Pues nada, vamos a continuar con el resto de las notas. Al recoger el trozo de caparazón, una avalancha de sensaciones te invade la mente. Llamas moradas alzándose, tendones y huesos arañados, un estandarte de carne en el horizonte. No tienes ni idea de qué podrás sacar en claro de esto el resguardo astral, pero con suerte tal vez alguna información de provecho. Pues no sé yo, no sé hasta qué punto. La tinta del libro casi se ha desborrado por completo y la batalla que describe ha quedado ya olvidada en el tiempo, pero el idioma es sin duda tiriano. Esto debió de llegar a Nayos hace eones. Es posible que el resguardo astral pueda restaurarlo. Los dirigimos hacia el valle donde aguardaba un pequeño destancamento de los soldados que nos quedaban, con los escudos alzados contra la avalancha de su ejército y el poder de sus armas. ¿Qué esperanza teníamos de ganar? Eso era lo que ellos tenían en la cabeza, y solo cuando les cayeron rocas rodando encima se dieron cuenta de que la tierra cuenta también con sus propias armas. Pues nada, solamente nos queda uno que está en la base del otro TP, así que vale, sencillito llegar allá. La verdad que podía usar el TP en vez de ir a patitas, pero yo soy así de bruta, gente. Este punto de dominio ya lo tengo. Nada, seguimos. Vale, aquí hay que comprar el pergamino antiguo que se compra con 150 monedas que se sacan en eventos de la zona.
Is it just me or... Thank you.
Y ahora tiene pinta de que hay que volver efectivamente a la zona donde estábamos antes. Lo bueno es que tiramos de TP y vamos más rápido.
Yes, sir.
Back already? Easy to see why you always get picked for these kind of things. I'll have these sent back for translation and study. With any luck, we'll be able to start training with them soon. If you want to start experimenting with these techniques before then, be my guest.
Unsettling news, Wayfinder. Our scouts report that they are being shadowed. Their eyes are upon us now. We must move quickly if we are to beat the spider to our fly.
Pues otra vez a completar eventos para llenar la barrita de arriba a la derecha en esta zona, en las inmediaciones de Niebla. Ay, ¿por qué? ¡Qué pereza!
town.
Mine. All mine.
Meet us at the outskirts of town. I sense there will be more obstacles in our path before we are finished.
Pues con esto, monstruitos, finalizamos oficialmente el capítulo 14 de esta expansión y nos vamos al capítulo 15, que se llama Mano Forzada. Así que vamos a ver ahora, cuando mate este bichillo, en el mapa dónde tenemos que ir, pero creo que mira, está aquí al lado porque se ve en el minimapa abajo, así que no tiene mayor complicación. Vale, vale, justamente arriba. Perfecto, no está muy lejos, así que chachi, menos mal que me puse a hacer los eventos aquí al ladito. Si lo llego a saber, no me sale también. ¡Uy, pedazo! Bajada de FPS que tengo. Madre mía, mi ordenador se está muriendo. Necesito uno nuevo urgente porque si no, no voy a poder seguir grabando vídeos. En fin, no os voy a contar mi vida. Vamos al lío.
Masterfully done, Wayfinder. You've reduced the local loyalists from a horde to a swarm. That should afford us the few minutes we'll require.
Lowering that barrier really kicked the beehive. Are you sure we'll have enough time?
It's only going to get worse, I'm afraid. Besides, the chance we'll even be allowed to speak to the General is slim at best. Should that happen, then yes, I believe we will have more than enough time for Peitha's proposal to be summarily rejected. Possibly even enough to retreat before this place is teeming with loyalists.
Pessimism doesn't suit you, Ramses.
Once you meet Nephus, I think you'll discover my pessimism to be realism. Come, Peitha waits ahead. Be on your guard.
De verdad que pido disculpas por los tirones que me está dando. No esperaba de que estuviera tan mal el pobre ordenador, de verdad. Nada. Vamos al lío ya. Haré un par de cortes y tal cuando vea que está muy jodido, si tengo que cerrar el juego para volver a reiniciar y a ver si medianamente bajando la resolución o yo qué sé, los gráficos en vez de alto o en medio, podemos hacer algo.
Ah, there you are. Shall we?
Lead the way. What's your plan? Ramses didn't seem too optimistic about Nephus hearing your argument, let alone agreeing with it.
I assure you, that is a gross oversimplification, my lady.
You are right to be concerned. Nephus will not be charmed or deceived. I aim to speak to him general to general, away from the influence of onlookers.
Guards ahead. Loyalists, step aside and we will allow you to live. Join the Lady Peitha's cause and...
You are Peitha's army? Take this pretty one alive. Kill that ugly creature at his side.
Replenishing.
Vale, corte porque los pequeños cambios que he hecho era necesario saber si no se me corta
Hold
tanto.
them off. The Royal Guard cannot be long in arriving.
What is your business here? Starting a war, I imagine. Die then, traitor! deliver your corpses to Episodio himself.
I do not come to offer honeyed words. The truth is all he will hear, and all I will offer.
Move no further, and tell us, great lady, what truth is that?
That you all will join us in battle now, or join us in death.
If joining us in death is what you seek, step forward.
Hold, sister. We share the same house, as I hope we will share enemies on the battlefield.
Hope is worth little in these times, Peitha, of House Nephus.
General!
General Nephus, you're in danger. It is the great lady who's in danger. I'm surprised you showed your horns here. Speak quickly, before Labrys takes them as her trophy. I will not have yet another needless death on my conscience.
Your concern is appreciated, General, as always. But I cannot leave until you hear my proposal.
Cannot, or will not. No matter, they're your horns, whether attached to your pretty head or crushed to powder under Epoc's heel. Well, speak, child. Did you expect a private audience in my palace? This is not your uncle's great hall. We have no such comforts here.
No. No, you do not. You have little more than crumbling walls and the weapons in your hands. Walls that keep your enemies out. No. Walls that keep you cowering within, waiting in fear. Until the day Epoch calls your name, drags you from your pitiful home, hauls you to his citadel, bleeding like cattle. Spits your bones onto the piled corpses of our brothers and sisters.
How dare they! General, the Loyalists, to arms!
Stand and fight! Wayfinder, Ramses, push them back!
Stand down! Do not engage! We will not draw the ire of Epoch!
At an impasse, and I see you hesitate to press us. Shall we parley?
I have no wish for wanton bloodshed, Majesty.
The barrier breaks, and we arrive to find you already harboring traitors. What is this, if not a provocation to spill blood? General.
Epic needs no provocation to spill blood. Only thirst.
My lady, let's maintain some decorum. Your Majesty, Lady Peitha is an uninvited guest.
Nephus. Your king and queen know you and our loyal subjects do not seek to upset our delicate truce. We have spared you when we could have done otherwise. We recognize you have stayed your hand today. So, we offer you a deal. Turn the traitor and her creatures over to us, and we leave you to your own devices. Obstruct us in any way. I'm sure you're well aware of the consequences of disappointing your king.
Peitha's presence here is unwanted, even feared.
I'm pleased we agree.
Feared because we all live in terror, at the mercy of the king's whims. Will he punish us, even for happenings out of our control?
Nephus, you overstep.
Uninvited she may be, but Peitha is a guest nonetheless. Labris, it is you who oversteps. I will live in fear no longer. Epic is not my king. Labris is not my queen. Majesty.
Sokka, with me! Royal Guard, forward. Nephus dies. Anyone who stands with Nephus dies. Spare the rest.
Thank you, General.
For decades, I have protected these people. Your people. Now their blood is on our hands. You left me no choice, and you knew it. Just like your brother, your uncle, they're plotting, scheming, always ending in misery. You owe our people. Your family owes us. Bring us something other than death.
He will come quickly. If for no other reason than he sees that we must press our advantage while it still lingers. Soon we move. Be ready, Wayfinder. Labris burns with belief. Her flame will not be easily snuffed.
Pues sí, gente, en 40 minutos, bueno, eso en edición, ya a mí me ha llevado más tiempo. Hemos terminado capítulo 14 y 15 de esta nueva parte de la historia que nos han puesto y nos falta el 16. Bueno, que lo haremos para el próximo vídeo, que la verdad que no sé si va a ser corto o no, pero tiene pinta de que nos vamos a enfrentar a la reina y tendremos que derrotarla. Vale, lo tenemos aquí al lado, así que no voy a mover el personaje, lo dejaré preparado para el próximo. Y vamos a ver en el diario de historia lo que tenemos. A ver, la Mano Forzada, que es el capítulo 15, el Consejo de Guerra también lo terminamos, que es el 14, y haría falta terminar el 16 para el próximo, que es, a ver, Marcha de Marea Rasa. Así que nos vemos en el próximo vídeo, monstruitos míos, y como siempre, pórtense muy mal, y de nuevo disculpen por cómo va mi ordenador, que es potato PC.